simple and plain. That's why I play the game. To be the best, you have to win. And that's what drives me.
He's the best player in the game. It's just that simple.
Another YouTuber named Byron Blake, who I wasn't originally familiar with.
That's A-Verb's guy.
Okay, but last night I ended up watching a video. He made a whole series of videos about SETI, and he has gone a bit deeper and has found other situations that he believes makes SETI a rat.
Maybe we need to bring SETI and Byron in.
Where's Byron live?
I believe he's out of St. Louis, but I can call my brother A-Verb.
Okay.
I can call A-Verb. Remember, I put the fire out between Hitman Holler and A-Verb.
I don't know that SETI would necessarily want to sit with this Byron Blake guy because Byron Blake seems like he's got quite a bit of animosity towards him. But if we could, it would be great to have somebody who was really, because SETI, I think, wants to come back next week and do some content.
Yeah, so
about
I'm going to reach out to A-Verb and see if Byron want to come out. You know, everybody know once they sit at this table is to have a conversation. Even you know that, right? You know, when I talked to Wack Gotti last night, I assured him, because I ain't gonna lie, he was moving around dolo 2 a.m. I said, man, where you at? I said, where you at? 5 a.m. He like, I'm out here on the West Coast. That's how the conversation came up. So, you know, he like, Wack, I said, look, we're gonna come in and have a conversation. He said, nah, Wack, I can't be mad at you for what you saw. He had his reasons for doing it, and that's when it's always funny, as you've seen what I did with what's the Armenian dude?
G-Face.
G-Face. You know, one thing
your finest hour.
One thing you know about me, Adam.
One
thing you know about me. If you sit your ass in this seat and you didn't did it and I got it, and you try to dance, your ass is in trouble.
How you always trying to expose somebody, Wack? You always trying to expose somebody for being a snitch when you hung with 6ix9ine and then tried to make it cool. And then you just got all this information and this paperwork, this audio, video footage on everybody. Are you working with the people, Wack? Are you the one walking around with the medallions and the chains, with the little wires in the inside? Are you walking around with the watches, with the little trackers in the inside, with the audio speakers and all that, listening to people's conversations? Are you doing that? You keep bringing up everybody else and speaking on everybody else when people saying you the snitch.
The best thing you can do is just own up to it, cop to it, and say, so what, and what they gonna do about it. That's what it is. So G-Face was calling fake attorneys and DAs, all kind of stuff. And he lucky they saved him because I had his paperwork that day. I was just setting him up for part 2. Remember I told him.
But then we never actually did it.
He went to jail.
Right.
Remember I said, I'm going to go have him pull it. You might be right. I already had it. You know, he Ratatouille. Master Splinter on steroids. That's a fact. But, you know, shout out to Wack Gotti. He stood on it last night. He told me he did wrong. He did too much talking. You know what I'm saying? He learned from it. His thing is nobody is in jail for anything he did. My thing is the things you said in that interrogation room, you're not supposed to say. You know, I can't say, you want me to wear a wire? I wear a wire to get more information. And then when I see you said, Adam, I was just saying that to spin him.
So can we say that ain't no street codes out here no more? The snitching, that's over with? You can't hold nobody down for snitching? Because I'm trying to understand something. Everybody that's doing all this snitching, they run into the internet right after. And they knowing they can get a bag off of it. Look at Lil Woody. This man went over there with the Crips. And it went viral. All his jewelry on, money in his pocket. Somebody had to make a call for that. One SETI Nash.
That don't work like that. This is why you exercise your Fifth Amendment right. Just remain silent.
No, definitely. But it's funny because this is all kind of the sequel to what happened in Atlanta. If you remember, we did the Lil Woody interview and Brick Baby happened to be with us. Yeah, that's a nice house. Brick Baby was with us and SETI Nash was like the one who kind of set it up and brought Lil Woody through, which Brick Baby, remember, he took photos with him. I'm going to be honest with you, like, I observed how that all went down.
I know you did.
Brick Baby took the photos with him because it would have been awkward as to not take photos with him. They had just been standing. They were having conversation. They were getting along fine. And then people wanted to take photos. You know, the way that people, anytime they see two somewhat famous people standing together talking, they're going to try to start taking photos. Woody's like, oh, yeah, let's get a photo, whatever. And then Brig ends up in a trick bag from just
this
being around
is my thing. And I've led by example. Hey, bro, if you deal with somebody in any capacity, stand on it. Nobody ever figured out I was doing business with 6ix9ine. I told the people. Nobody ever figured out that Jason Lee, who is openly gay dude, is one of my great friends. I tell the people, whoever you dealing with, no matter what it is, stand on it. And you.
So is you letting the world know, Wack? Is you saying something? Is you trying to tell the world something, Wack? Jason Lee, huh? But from coming from your background and the way you try to portray yourself, people wouldn't look at you as hanging with 6ix9ine. So it wouldn't be us trying to look to see if you hanging with him. Now, everybody had a problem when you came out and said it. You said it, like you just said. You said it about yourself. But that's what made people look at you a certain way. You portray this type of character, but you doing stuff like this behind closed doors. Come on now, Wack. But y'all like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.
You ain't got to worry about it. If Brick Baby is cool with Lil Woody, which it looked like y'all went here, went there, just say, hey, look, bro, whatever he got going on, he all right with me.
But the thing is that Brick knew what it was going to look like. Brick had already in advance said, yo, when y'all do the interview, I'm going to just chill because it's going to look kind of crazy. But then it's in the parking lot afterwards when everybody's hanging out and he
might as well should have did the interview.
Yeah.
We would have respected if he did the interview because being real, Brick could have asked him some questions.
Well, to be fair, Brick was texting me questions during the interview because Brick knows all kinds of shit about Atlanta shit, Young Thug shit.
That's what I'm saying.
That he knew good questions to ask. He just didn't want to be on camera for it. But then when it came down to taking a picture, hanging out in the parking lot, he didn't want to be the jerk that was like, no, I can't take a picture with you. Like he just wanted to avoid that awkwardness, which I know Brick very, very well. And I know that he's not the kind of person that wants to make everything awkward so that he can make his little.
Man, this whole Adam 22 show is a setup. It's incriminating yourself. I think they're working with the feds. I'm going to just keep it on that level because now they got all the snitches coming on the platform. Seti Nash going to come up there and he's allegedly a snitch. Man, I don't know. No Jumper is just hot right now. And I ain't talking about, man, they hot. They off the Richter hot shit. They off the heater hot shit. I don't know what's going on, but we will keep y'all with this content as long as they keep producing it. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We the People TV. I'm gone. And look at Wack the Weasel over there. Just want to smack that bald head.